Morning everyone. My name's Matt. I'm a Senior IT Consultant for CO Management Services. Thanks again for joining us today, just to discuss and give you an introduction to the NBN rollout and a bit on cloud computing as well. So what I'll do is start with, I guess, the company that's involved mainly in the rollout of the NBN. They're a government-owned company called the NBN Co for short. They answer a couple of ministries in the government, and they're really going to be acting as a wholesaler to your ISPs such as Telstra, Optus, iNet, so forth. They won't really be dealing with the end users as much. They'll be except for the installations to premises. So what exactly is NBN? The National Broadband Network is designed to sort of reach 100% of Australians and 100% of premises, so every Australian has the opportunity to have high-speed internet. The main services that the NBN is going to be covering, obviously broadband, replacing the ADSL service to home users and adding, fibre optic services for businesses. IPTV is going to be a product that will be out probably in a couple of years, sort of replacing or upselling for Foxtel and so forth, those sort of services. Obviously voice will be replacing, over fibre optic lines, will be replacing the old copper network eventually. And probably the most exciting one for small business is the video conferencing, and this is professional grade video conferencing over the fibre channels. The main medium that will be out there replacing the copper network will be the fibre optic network. Now that'll reach 93% of the users. 93% of homes, schools and workplaces will get fibre. I guess the biggest advantages of fibre optic is it's very fast, it's very reliable, quite scalable, and obviously very stable too, compared to copper networks. I'm sure a few of you have experienced how dodgy the copper network with ADSL can be at times. I don't think you can. I'm not sure. So I'll try and speak up. All right. It's okay? Cool. The rest of the 7% who miss out on the fibre access will be getting fixed wireless and satellite. I guess satellite will be mainly in the regional areas where there's no connectivity back to a fibre back end, so to speak. So that'll be the really remote parts of Australia will be getting satellite. The equipment that will be supplied by the NBN Co will be a network termination device, which it's similar to sort of like an ISDN device you might be familiar with in your business. Fibre channel will come into your premises and terminate inside the premise. I'll show you a picture of what the fibre might look like in your premises. Sort of like it'll be sort of attached on the outside of the building, like your Foxtel box. Something looks like a bit like that. Just point out here, this is where the NBN Co will really stop their business, is where the fibre terminates into the building. And your ISPs, so your iNets, your Telstras and so forth, will look after the sort of the internal network and your account side of the network connection. These three bits of equipment up the top, it's a bit hard for me to reach. That's your network termination device up here. And this is the panel of the bottom of it, what you'll see. This is a battery backup unit, which will probably be an option. An optional sort of like if you have power outages, your phone will still work. So, right now if you have a power outage with your copper lines, your phone will still work. And that's what the battery backup unit's designed to do. And if you do have a power outage, only your phone will work, your internet won't. That's the plan at the moment. That may change. So to give you an idea of the things you can plug in, you've got two phone ports and 4 data ports. Now, in the data ports, you plug in something like a router. You can actually plug a PC directly into it, but obviously to make most businesses will be using a router. So similar to your ADSL router. And if you're buying routers now, you might want to think about a broadband ready, National Broadband sort of ready router. So speak to your IT suppliers and so forth to make sure you grab something that's compatible for the future. And your ISPs will most likely be supplying those as well. So once again, what you need to bring, you can bring your own phone. A normal analogue phone will plug into that phone port as well. You can bring a phone system like a VoIP phone system and your own routers. So what sort of speeds can we expect to see like an increase? The initial rollout speeds they're talking about will be sort of your 12 megabit to 100 megabit. Now how that compares to ADSL currently is the maximum you get out of an ADSL connection is about 24 megabits. So, but most people don't get that because of the distances of the copper. Now, the speeds are likely to change and go up as time progresses. And to give you an idea, sort of, this is a pretty rough mud map of sort of connection speeds from 1992, where we had 33k modems, all the way up to, you know, where it's going to go now. It's my Al Gore-esque kind of, you know, trying to show the path of how fast data is going to go by 2020. So it's a pretty big leap. So I guess to talk about the costs, there's quite a few ISPs have released pricing already. You can get that information off their websites. For instance, a very basic package at the moment is about sort of your $79, $80 a month. So it's not a huge amount more than ADSL. For businesses, business connections will actually be going up. You'll probably be looking above the $100 mark for a business connection. It might be more if you're getting one with a service level agreement. Now those aren't available as yet, but then you'll see these coming up more and more with your ISPs when they start promoting it more and more. So just make sure you keep in contact with your ISP and your tech people, and they should be able to sort of advise you when those plans come out. So I guess the million-dollar question is, when's it going to be available? There is the rollout schedule and map on the NBN Co's website, which is www.nbnco.com.au. The other alternative is a lot of ISPs are now replicating those maps on their website too. The other thing you can do is, if you contact your ISP now, they can often put you on a waiting list, and they'll send you information when the package might be available in your area. So that's another thing you can do. This is just a map I got from the NBN Co website, just showing the different regions where the fibre optic channels are set to be installed. Now that's indicated by the orange markers. So obviously you see Perth's going to be flooded with fibre, and some of these regional towns will also be getting fibre links. And generally that means fibre links to the premises. If you're lucky enough to be in Applecross or Vic Park, they're the first two metro areas to get fibre access. And also it looks like with this map, a part of the river's getting it too. So I think the maps leave a little bit desired. I think they will be updated quite regularly. So take them with a little bit of, bit of leeway. So what sort of benefits will small business see with the NBN rollout? There's a few key features I think will make a difference. Just to quote a bit of research that's happened in the last year or so, the research suggests that if 10% of Australian employees were to telework 50% of the time, the total annual gains from teleworking, so this means working from home, would be in the order of $1.4 to $1.9 billion. Now, what it'll do is it'll enable workers to have a much better experience working from home, connecting to their office and so forth, and collaborating with people around the country. It opens up a whole, a great sort of, I guess, market for remote working and working from home, sort of cutting down travel time and so forth. Probably the most exciting thing for small business will be the business-to-business video conferencing. Now, this is a service they're going to put over the National Broadband Network to enable high-definition video conferencing for business-to-business. So